Welcome to Magic Master Sets. Hi everyone. So this video I wanted to show you how I plan on keeping track of my sets. This is what I've come up with. This is the website that I'm using. So this is a website called Rare Candy. I know there are other ones out there, like TCG being probably the most popular. But I've looked at a couple of them and I actually like this one. Is it perfect? No, it's got some issues and glitches and stuff. It's funny, I actually just got an email from them yesterday asking what I think of their website and any feedback. And I gave them some feedback, and I also opted in for them to contact me again in the future for uh, more feedback and stuff. So I'm hoping that they'll take that and run with it and make some of the changes. But I just wanted to show you how I plan on keeping track on the website and also how I'm keeping track personally. So with the website here, and if I do look over to my left, I have my other screen up, so I might look at that just to see things a little bit more clear. But this is kind of the price tracker that's on the main set or on the main page for my sets. So it's showing me my profit and or loss. So the sets that I have, I actually am up in the green, which is a pretty decent thing. If I actually go to the set options though, what it does is any set that I said I wanted to start keeping track of, it shows me the list of the cards that are in those sets. So these are all, as of right now, what I put in. This is all the sets that I have some cards in some aspect. And it's kind of cool because it does show you the percentage of the completion you have with them. So I'm just going to pick a random one here, just so we can go in and take a look at the set itself so I can show you how this also filters. Now, the default that it comes to is always going to be value highest to lowest here. I like to track my sets by number, so I can do card number ascending, and it's going to take it and it's going to bring the first card up in the set and go on through that. It also shows you up here how many of the cards you have versus how many in the set. So in this set specifically, I have 70 of 550. It gives you the date of the set release and stuff like that. So if you click on here, this is how like you could add to collection. So if I were to get this card, I would click add to collection. It brings up the page. It can say whether it's a hollow or a foil or whatever. Um, the grading, or I'm sorry, the grade, raw, PSA, whatever, uh, grader. I'm sorry. I'm looking at two. Apologize. And again, I'm all new at this YouTube creating video content stuff, so bear with me as I grow. But the grader and then the grading of the card itself, and then quantity. So if you're adding more than one. So this is actually part of one of the things I told them I want them to change is that this actually opens kind of on a separate screen and you have to kind of select these things. And there's been times that I've had the same card, one is a normal, one is a foil. You can't add more than one at the same time because as you're adding it, it's adding it as whatever you've currently selected. So if I were to do that and click add, it then adds that one card. It would actually highlight the cards. Let me see, like here you can see this card is highlighted because I actually have this card in this collection. So it highlights the card and it shows me down here number owned when I hover over that. But let's say I had another one of these in foil, I'd have to come back into here again, click it again, change the settings and whatnot. But what I don't like about this is when you do it this way, because it kind of opens up a new screen and you hit add collection. If I'm all the way at the bottom or I'm like further down in my numbers and I'm going and I'm doing this in number order, because when I'm organizing to do this, I'm doing it in that number order to find them easier here. What happens is when I hit that, it kind of refreshes the page and it pushes me back to the top. That's kind of annoying because if there's 500 something cards and I'm in row 400 and I'm wanting to stay in the 400s, I got to scroll all the way back down. It just kind of annoying. And then I also said to them, like, instead of clicking this and it opening up another screen, maybe create more of a pop-up than another screen. Or maybe like you click this and it gives you a drop down and it kind of just has all those like in like a drop down, like in a little mini like rectangle or something, you could select it and hit add and it kind of keeps you where you're at. I think that would potentially be another better option and way to do this so you're not losing your place here. The other potential thing I suggested to them in adding to the filters, so they have a good amount of filters up here, but one of them was like, for example, with this card having a like a regular and a foil, creating a filter that if you wanted to do like a set where you're collecting one of each type of each card, that you could set that filter so then you would see this card and it would say, it have the name here, but then it would say normal and then have the next one over here and it say foil. So that's another way you could keep track. And if you've already added this card as a normal and you filter that and you don't have the foil, this one would be highlighted and the foil wouldn't be. So it's just a couple new suggestions that I gave to them. And like I said, I'm hoping that they look at them because they're asking for feedback. So I really hope they're looking at them. I also, like I said, I thought, and I did think it was interesting. And like I said, it gave the option where it says if you'd like to provide like more additional feedback or something like that, add your email. So it's basically like, I guess if you want to be contacted again, if you want to continue to help them improve. Like I said, I like this site based on some of the other ones I saw because I actually like the fact that I can see the images of the cards. It's not just a list. It's not just names, whatever. Because I'm still learning a lot of these. Like this is still relatively new to me that I'm getting back into this over the past couple of years. So seeing them to me is I'm more visual based than text based. So this is really great for me and I really like it and it keeps track of this stuff. I just wish that just the organization of this page and how it works was a little bit better. Now, when it comes to how am I keeping track of this stuff when I'm out? Now, I do have the app, but again, because this is new, the app's website's it's there. It seems like it's there, but it's getting better. Um, so what I was trying to do is trying to keep track by the numbers. And again, I cannot see the numbers in there, so I'm going to be looking over here for a second. Like I can see like this says this is number one, and it's a C, which is a common, and then this says number A1 because it's that same card. Oops, I didn't mean to click on it. I meant to click on add to collection part to see how they have this up. So in this version of this card, they only have a normal, which is fine. There's no foil, hollow, anything like that, which is fine. Um, but I'm noticing that that's potentially with something like this, it's potentially going to cause a problem with how I was initially starting to keep track of my stuff outside of the app and whatnot. And I'm definitely, for anybody who's watching, I'd love potential new suggestions for this because let's get into showing you how I'm doing it. So what I initially started doing was just a simple spreadsheet on my Google Excels because I don't have regular Excel, but I have Google. Is so first I created this, and I'm going to move myself and my camera out of the way for a second so I can actually see the screen a little bit better. Um, so what I started doing was keeping track of the the sets that I had. So the year, the set name, the set abbreviate, because I can also check the cards by that. The set symbol, which I don't know why they didn't port over. I made an update to this and none of the set symbols ported over, and I'm just realizing that. So what I was doing, and I'll have to go back and fix this, is I was actually getting the image of the set symbol on Google, just saving it on my computer, and then in here just dropping that set symbol so that I can look either for the symbol itself, I can look for the abbreviate name. Just made it a little bit easier when I was looking at like bulk stuff initially at the one store that I go to. I could just kind of look for that abbreviate name or that set symbol, made it a little bit easier. I'll have to add that for the next time I bring this up as part of the video. Then I have the number that I have in the set. So, or not that I have, just the number of cards that are in that set. Then I have the number owned. And then basically I have this column here, this G column. I actually have the formula already put in so that as I add to this number will decrease. And I also have a formula in here that's showing me the percentage that I've completed of that set. So similar to how Rare Candy has it on their website, that as I grow the set, it telling me the percentage from the main screen. I kind of have the same thing here. This is just a little bit more exact because it gives me like the full percentage. Where like Rare Candy probably would still say I have 3% until I get over 4, and then it probably would change to 4. I have it where it's exactly the exact percent. So this is the entire list of all the sets of, again, cards that I have within that set somewhere. So I have nothing completed at all. Like I said, I just started this a couple weeks ago and decided after I started organizing and whatnot to make these videos. So nothing. I'm nowhere. I think the highest one I have is this one here. Where to go? Where to go? This one. Yep. So this is wrong one. So Crimson Vow Commander is the one I have the most cards in, and I'm not even at 50% yet for it. I'm close, but I'm not quite there yet. So this is like the main page of what I have, just so I can look at everything in a glance. But then, and then like I was saying, this is where we're going to get into an issue with the numbering aspect. So initially I just said, okay, well, if I have um like 500 or 100 or whatever, so like this one, we'll just start up here because it's the lower number, 157. So that's the Dragon Maze. So this would be for Dragon Maze, and this list down here is all in the same order this is. So I know if this is line 1, then I'm going to tab 1. So I open this up. What I did was I just made a column set, and however many cards are in that set, the row below it, I put a red mark so I know everything up to that point is a card I need in that set. And then if I had it, I'm marking it green just to say, okay, because this way I could just look at the number. This was before that I knew the numbers varied. Where, so in that example we were looking at, there's 1 and 1A. Well, that doesn't mean that 1A is 2. It means it's 1A. So that would actually be another card between 1 and 2. And I didn't know that. So I need to now, I'm going to continue to use this until I can figure out another option. But I want to come up with a potential way of keeping track, because the reason I'm doing this is that um, because the app unfortunately doesn't load as well, and it has some of the same mini glitches and things so far the website does from what I'm seeing, I wanted to have something else where I had a list basically of all the cards in the set in some way that I could, when if I'm rummaging through a box of bulk looking for singles, that I could look at the number on the card, pull up my set list on my phone or my tablet that I have in my spreadsheet and go, this number is not green. I need this card, and keep track of it that way. But that was, again, before I realized there was multiple cards with the same number. And apparently even like, and I'm not, again, I don't know terminology, so bear with me as if you're bigger fans of Magic and understand this a bit more, because I'm still learning all this. That you can have some of the same cards in different printings, and in this set list, it will actually be, you'll have the main one at the top, and then the other printing will be actually further down at the bottom. And sometimes the numbers actually start over because it's a different, I guess it's a different type of printing within this set, and the numbers reset, but it's still all in one. Like you could all pull it from the same pack or set itself. So again, I'm not sure how to go about fixing that. And the only thing I can think of at the moment, and I don't like this idea, would be as I make this sheet, creating this sheet basically with the names, the numbers, the variances, and all that stuff in the same order that they have it like on here in this like card list. The problem is I don't want to sit here for hours having to type in names or type in the different numbers and whatnot, and then kind of have it as a reset when I get to the bottom and whatnot. So I'm really not sure what to do in this regard. I might have to just default to the app itself, unfortunately, um, until I can figure something out. But again, I would love some suggestions from anybody else who has done any type of collecting and organization. I try to be a very organized person for myself, and I try to always find the best way to do it. And obviously, I start with the way that I think works, and then I build it up and change it and modify it and whatnot. And I do this at my job as well, where I've been given tasks and I do things, and then I look at it later and I go, I thought that was a great idea, and it was a great idea, and I build on that idea and I change it and improve it and make it even better. So I'm always looking for that. And I don't. I thought this was going to work, but I also took into the general thought when I did this that, oh, there's a logic to how they're printing the cards, and that they're using the numbers. If they're printing it with numbers, they're going to print it within the numbers in the number order. Well, yes and no. And I didn't realize they were going to add in like A1s, and I didn't realize that in other sets they were going to restart the numbers in the sets for another type of printing they're doing within said set. So this is probably not going to work the way I want it to, but at the same time, I got nothing else really at the moment that I can think of to do. So suggestions would be great. Even other resources, like other pages that are similar to maybe something like this, that already have the sheets or something maybe even that I could like print out. I don't even care if I have to print it out and keep track of it that way. Where I could just buy a highlighter and then highlight it as I go. Just something where I can get all the cards, all the names, maybe in that number order would even be better, but I understand if it can't, maybe alphabetical was fine as well. Just something that I could somehow keep track so that I don't the spreadsheet option is probably not going to work long term because I also saw in some of the older sets they don't use the numbers. So that would make it even harder if I'm just simply looking at my blank sheet like this, looking for the number because this would be obviously card one and card two. They don't have a number. I have no way to know at that point without using the app or using something else of a database that that's going to work. So, love some suggestions, please. Like I said, gonna continue to do my own research and try to figure it out. But I just wanted to give you an idea for now. This is what my plan is. This is the site that I'm using. I would say check them out. If you're going to do collecting, they have obviously the other options on here, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that. At least I believe so. So give it a shot, check it out, see if you like it, see if you don't. I like I said, seem to like it. Just hoping they work on some glitches. But what we're going to do in the next video, just kind of giving you a preview of what's to come in the next one, which I'm should be doing very very soon, is I ordered some packs online, but they were through can't think of the name of them. Give me a second, I'll take a look. But I ordered some packs through one of the apps. Um, because I started getting on that to kind of look because I don't have a lot anyway. So the odds of me getting a lot of repeats that I already have is probably really low. Plus, they were pulling newer sets. So I was on Whatnot. I could not think of the name of that. I was on Whatnot and did some bidding, got some new stuff. They pulled them on stream for me. So I've already seen all the cards. However, since again, all new at this, what I decided to do instead was wait till I get them here, and then which I actually have them. I have them on my desk right here. I want to make a video of me just going through them. Oops, sorry, going through them, showing what I got, and then maybe even make another video after that of how like you add them into here. So if you want to see that, stick around for the next video. I hope to see you on there soon. Thank you for watching Magic Master Sets. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and please feel free to leave a comment.